Tabled. Question number 3, the Honourable David Parker.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Does he agree that the government's review of telecommunications law, which may benefit Chorus by up to $160 million, and the $30 million taxpayer-funded subsidy to the Rio Tinto-owned Tiwai Smelter are examples of corporate welfare? And if not, why not?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, no, I don't agree with that or the member's assertions. I regard them as examples of government making pragmatic, hands-on decisions, a style that I know that member and his 3 leaders strongly support. And I thank the member for what might be one of his last questions.
Order.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Can I ask a supplementary?
Question.
How can he justify doling out $30 million in corporate welfare for the benefit of Rio Tinto when they posted a half-year profit of $1.7 billion and he didn't even bother to ask them for a guarantee that the jobs at Tiwai would be safe?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, I think as we've explained before, the government was asked to provide extensive subsidies to the aluminium smelter, both through transmission charges and a lower electricity price. We refused to do that because it could have cost hundreds of millions of dollars and I believe would have been a subsidy to the ongoing operation of Rio Tinto. The payment we made was a one-off incentive to get the contract signed. The contract has been signed, and I am surprised that while the members' leaders are campaigning around the regions for government intervention to create jobs in those regions, they're against that.
Order, that's not part of the Minister's responsibility. Supplementary question, the Honourable David Parker.
Why are the rules different for companies like Rio Tinto, Sky City and Chorus, already profitable companies which gain breaks from his government after dinner or phone calls with the Prime Minister, yet other companies such as Norske Skog, Summit Wool Spinners and Wholesome Cement that don't have the air of Stephen Joyce or the Prime Minister are forced to retrench and make staff redundant?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, well, I think that the member would understand that the government can't, and certainly this government won't, support every company that is under economic stress. On the basis of our strategic intentions, such as bringing forward the rollout of the ultra-fast broadband, supported, I understand, by the opposition, we do occasionally make decisions to intervene in the market. We are quite happy to explain those interventions transparently and for the public and the opposition to see all the rationale behind those interventions.
Supplementary question, Te Urara.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, would corporate welfare extend then to compensation or subsidies for ultra-fast broadband subcontractors affected by non-payment from Transfield Services, with some owed more than $1 million and who have laid off most of their staff? If not, why not?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, as I'm advised, relevant ministers are inquiring into the circumstances to ensure that there's no action that the government has taken or no aspect of its contract that prevents the fair payment of people who have worked hard, delivered their side of the bargain and not been paid. I would point out, though, that the contractors have worked, which of course they deserve to have, because the government put up $1 billion in a market intervention in an openly negotiated contract with Chorus. So as part of the rollout of ultra-fast broadband that we brought forward 10 years, these contractors have the opportunity for work, but of course they should be paid.
Supplementary question, the Honourable David Parker.
Why is the government intervening to keep a high price for copper broadband for Chorus now, when Minister Joyce refused this to Chorus's competitors when he oversaw the granting of the UFB contract?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, it is a bit rich to hear these To have this member asking these questions while his leaders are out promising pork to every part of the country.
Point of order, the Honourable David Parker.
His irrelevant opinion is not an answer to the question that I asked.
Order. I invite the member to ask his question again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Why is the government intervening to keep a high price for copper broadband for Chorus now, when Minister Joyce refused this to Chorus's competitors when he oversaw the granting of the UFB contract? It is correct, Mr. Joyce.
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I think the member is incorrect. And the hard reality about prices for this infrastructure is that, having made the decision to bring forward the rollout of ultra-fast broadband by probably about a decade, that does bring forward the cost of meeting the capital investment, which is many billions, probably $4 or $5 billion, of that network. So one way or another, the network has to be paid for. If it's not paid for, you don't get ultra-fast broadband.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Given that he's aware that many of the people laying the fibre for Chorus UFB project have not been paid for weeks, how can he justify yet more corporate welfare for Chorus, a profitable billion-dollar company, when the people doing the actual work are not being paid?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think while the member may be trying to stick to his corporate welfare theme, the facts of this matter are that Transfield has a contract with Chorus, and Transfield is responsible for the payment of those contractors, and of course they should be paid. And I would expect that ministers in Transfield will get to the bottom of that issue before too long. Contractors have every right to complain if they have not been paid for work that they have completed.
Question number 4, Jonathan Young.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the Minister